What happens in your brain when you perform an act of kindness? Why does compassion make us feel connected? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating neuroscience behind kindness and exploring cutting-edge research that reveals how compassion transforms not just the recipient's experience, but your own brain chemistry. Welcome to our scientific exploration of kindness, mapping kindness in the brain. Recent neuroimaging studies have revealed that compassion activates distinct neural circuits. Research published in 2015 by the National Institutes of Health identified that kindness-based meditation practices activate the midbrain periaqueductal grapog, a region typically associated with pain perception. A fascinating fMRI study conducted at Stanford University and UC Berkeley compared brain activation during compassion versus pride experiences. When participants experienced compassion, researchers observed increased activity in regions associated with caregiving and perceiving others' pain. In contrast, pride-activated self-referential regions, including the medial prefrontal cortex. What's particularly interesting is that compassion activates neural systems that have been underappreciated in empathy research. This suggests kindness isn't just a behavior, but a distinct neurological state with measurable patterns of brain activation. The mental health impact. A groundbreaking study from the University of Ohio randomly assigned participants with elevated depression or anxiety to engage in acts of kindness, social activities, or cognitive behavioral therapy. All three reduced symptoms, but remarkably, acts of kindness showed greater benefits for social connection than either alternative intervention. The mechanism? Researchers discovered that participating in acts of kindness helped individuals divert attention from themselves, reducing rumination on their symptoms. Additional research confirms kindness increases happiness and self-esteem while decreasing stress and emotional reactivity. The neural pathways activated during kindness appear to inhibit excessive self-focus. This is particularly significant because self-rumination is a key factor in both depression and anxiety. Kindness in the workplace. In organizational settings, science confirms that kindness creates ripple effects. Research published on LinkedIn demonstrates that receivers of kind acts don't just appreciate them, they pay them forward, creating a positive feedback loop throughout the organization. One month-long workplace study found that both givers and receivers of kindness reported enhanced well-being, with receivers observing increased prosocial behaviors throughout their environment. The surprising AI compassion phenomenon. One of the most unexpected recent findings in compassion research comes from a January 2025 study published in Communication Psychology. Researchers discovered that people rated AI-generated responses as 16% more compassionate than human responses, even when compared to trained crisis responders. Participants preferred AI responses 68% of the time, suggesting artificial intelligence can effectively model supportive communication with remarkable consistency. This raises fascinating questions about the nature of empathy perception and the potential for technology to augment human compassion. In one of the AI ethicist words, AI can process vast amounts of data about human emotional responses and maintain consistent compassion without experiencing fatigue or judgment. This creates a supernormal stimulus that humans find particularly compelling. The neuroscience of kindness-based meditation. Researchers have identified distinct neural mechanisms behind different kindness-based practices. Compassion meditations, loving kindness meditation, AM, and compassion-focused therapy, CFT, appear to target different neural systems. Evidence suggests loving kindness meditation may primarily impact affective components of empathy, while compassion meditation influences cognitive components. This helps explain why different practices produce varying effects on practitioners' empathic responses. The beauty of these findings is they demonstrate that compassion isn't a fixed trait, but a skill that can be cultivated. Different meditation practices appear to strengthen specific neural pathways related to empathy and caregiving. The kindness paradox. One of the most consistent findings across studies is what we might call the kindness paradox. The more you give to others, the more benefits you receive yourself. Research shows givers consistently underestimate the positive impact their kindness will have, focusing on the tangible value while recipients appreciate the warmth and connection. This creates a fascinating effect. Acts intended to benefit others ultimately rewire the giver's own neural pathways, reducing stress hormones and increasing oxytocin and other well-being neurochemicals. The science is clear. Kindness isn't just a nice thing to do. It's a powerful neurological intervention that transforms both giver and receiver. From the periaqueductal gray to the prefrontal cortex, acts of compassion create measurable changes in our neural architecture. As research continues to expand, we're discovering that kindness may be one of the most accessible and effective tools for improving mental health, strengthening social bonds, and creating positive ripple effects throughout communities. We'd love to hear about your experiences with kindness. Have you noticed changes in your own well-being after performing acts of compassion? Share your stories in the comments below and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating science of human connection.